Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone.
Hello, everyone. I am Sophia Melonē, the Debt Demolisher, here to bring you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you manage your financial baggage the right way. I want to welcome you guys to another live stream night as we continue our conversations, as we cover the one and only Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now book. For those of you who may be relatively new in coming across the channel, or if you're relatively new in joining inside of the Clubhouse room, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to the Debt Demolisher TV on both platforms as we navigate this journey of reading through the book, and not only that, honoring and celebrating Lisa Nichols in honor of Women's History Month. We are now on day 17 of the book. We've covered quite a few pages. We've been taking it 10 pages at a time, which has really been amazing from my perspective personally, if I just do say so myself. But I'm excited to be before you guys on tonight. If you're watching me via live stream, I know you're probably wondering, hey, so I am not like seeing your face. Yes, I love your background. Yes, I love to see your smile. Yes, I love to see your color nails, but where are you? Okay. I want to let you guys know that today I wanted to do things just a little bit differently as it relates to this conversation, just because one, I feel like it's very personable to me. And then two, I really want us to just focus in on the words and what we're going to cover. Yes, we're going to interact. I'm going to be popping out the chat right now so that I can see who is actually here in the live stream room with me. So that way I can be able to see your comments. I can be able to engage with you in the chat. I'm going to pop that out. And then for those of you who are on Clubhouse, as you join inside of the room, I want to let you know that there is a link at the very top of this Clubhouse room, the Debt Demolisher TV's Clubhouse room, that will take you right on over to our YouTube channel, where you can be able to engage with the rest of the folks, kind of really see the background and what I've been referring to. And in that way, if you have any questions or concerns, I can address them here. But I do realize that Clubhouse now has a chat feature. So I'm going to try to keep my eyes open for that too, because I clearly missed it yesterday. All right, so let me go ahead and pop out the chat and see who is here. We got Tracy Ann in the building saying, hey, Sophia and DDTV family. Hey, Tracy Ann, so good to see you. I'm super excited that you are here and that you are in the room on tonight. West Side is in the building. So excited that you're here. Coach Harut is also in the building saying hello, all. Hello, Coach Harut. So good to see you. I'm super excited that you are also here from the West Side. The West Side is representing Kakalaki in the building. Tracy Ann says, hey, coach, to Coach Harut. Lisa H is in the building saying, Sophia and family, hey, she is waving. So good to see you, Lisa H. I'm so glad that you are here in the room. Tracy Ann says, coach, is Sophia's screen stuck on your end? Oh, sorry, you guys. Yes, y'all. And I'll explain at the end another part of the reason why the camera's off for today. But nonetheless, we're going to keep it going. Yes, your screen is not frozen. We're doing a little audio style tonight. Okay, thank you. Sherry is in the building saying happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday to you, Sherry. I'm so glad that you are here and in the building. Acacia is in the building saying greetings. Shout out to Acacia. Go Acacia. Hey Acacia. Go Acacia. Hey Acacia. Let's go. All right. Tracy Ann says, haha, she's answering that now. Lisa H says screen is frozen. I was wondering what's going on. I thought the screen was frozen. Y'all, it got me cracking up. Thank y'all so much. Acacia said it's cute though. Thank you, West Side, from Tracy Ann. Yes. Okay, you guys. So as you know, I'm watching your chat, so I'm seeing what you're posting and what you're putting in. So thank you for that, and thank you for your flexibility in just us trying something new tonight and seeing how this is going to go. So the 10 pages that we covered today, the morning inspiration post went out after 9 o'clock. I think it went out around 9:30 or so. No, 10:30 or so. But it posted today and it talked about the pages that we covered. So we wrapped up chapter 3 and now we're beginning chapter 4 based on our readings that we went through. And so what I really want to focus this conversation on is around the opening discussions for chapter 4, because it talked about engagement in your work and how sometimes that engagement in your work is more than just financial reward. And so for me, this is a very personal topic. So as I was saying, when we first entered into the room, I was saying that this is very personable to me, because when it comes to my work and the things that I do to make sure that I'm able to sustain and maintain and take care of my family, my household, myself, it's something that I prioritize. And we've talked about this before on the channel, indicating that this was really like something whereby it was more so a survival thing for me. So when it comes to me, and when I am tasked with maybe something related to my work, or it could be anything that ties to what will sustain my livelihood, that gets pushed to the top of the charts. And so that sometimes means that I don't make space for relationships. I don't make time for relationships. And that's not saying like relationships with a significant other, but I'm even talking about my family and friend relationships, because I put my work over top of everything else. If there's any urgency, I put that over everything else. And so even for example, you all, like today was a very stressful day. Like I really feel fatigued. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I feel fatigued and I don't have the energy that I feel like I would normally have, even though, today I was pretty focused, I was knocking things out, but my voice didn't sound the same. Like even when I talked to my boss today, he was like, I hope you feel better, like, because everyone is used to me being high energy and everything, but my energy was very low. I had a meeting with my executive coach, the same thing. He was like, I'm not used to hearing you like this. Like, what's going on? Like, what do you need? Like, and we were trying to talk through things, and I can't complain because I know that this is kind of like what I signed up for. And I know that this is the nature of what we do. But even as I was talking through things with my executive coach, we had an executive coaching meeting today. And even when I was talking through things with my executive coach, he was like, he just allowed me to speak, honestly. He just allowed me to speak. Even on the back of my mind, I was just like, I'm ready to get off this call because I got so much other stuff to do. But I was like, you know what? Let me stay present. Let me use this time. And we ended up finishing 20 minutes early. But nonetheless, I'm sharing this to say, because when we had that conversation, it had me thinking about a lot of the stuff that was covered in the first 10 pages of the section that we had to read today, at least for chapter 4. And I was saying to my executive coach that what I find is that it's challenging for me to have that healthy balance, And when I say have that healthy balance, I mean, trying not to just have everything that I do be tied to my responsibility. And this came up during our conversation today. I said to my executive coach, like, everything just feels like a responsibility. Like the only thing, like when it comes to my job, when it comes to anything dealing with my mom, like I had stuff that I had to file. I had updates that I had to share. I had to respond to people, and it can just be a lot. And, like when you're trying to do your job and then the people who you need to respond to for your mom, they're available only during the same times that you have to work. So it was just like stuff like that was really getting me drained, because I honestly feel like I never get a break. Like, I honestly feel like I can never like truly unplug. Like, I really want to be able to unplug and not have to answer any phone calls, not have to be responsive, not have to log into my work computer, none of that. And I feel like where I am now and the space that I'm in now and the responsibilities that I have now, I am not able to do that. And so, and I don't know if it's because it's just what I do in terms of me wanting to be responsible and just not wanting to have anybody else be burdened with maybe trying to do whatever. So I make myself available um, as opposed to saying, no, this is what I need, or saying this is just what somebody else will figure it out, or somebody else is going to have to do it, or they're going to have to wait. And so what came up today was a lot about the rules. And I'm sorry, you all, I know I see you guys are saying, where are you? What's going on with the screen? But yes, this is just going to be a audio kind of thing for today. So bear with me. Thank you, Peaceful Love, for joining in and being in the room. Q Scott is in the building saying, I'm seeing a frozen screen as well. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go. Divinity is in the building saying, happy Thursday, ladies. I'm so glad that you're in the room, Divinity. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room. Lisa Smiles just dropped in saying, hey, DDTV family. So good to see you, Lisa Smiles. Welcome on into the room. And a Q Sky says, oh, I'm sorry, I must have joined post the announcement. Thanks, Acacia. Yep. I mentioned it a little bit before. Maybe I can do this to kind of, for people who may pop in now, but I'm gonna keep talking as I do this. So when I was having this conversation with my executive coach, we began to talk about establishing rules, and like, he was just like asking me specific questions like, okay, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, what are you going to do about it? And I'm thinking to myself, well, what can I do about it? Like, what can I do about it? Because I got all this stuff I got to do. All these people pulling on me, got to give an answer, got to check this, got to do this, got to do that. But what else can I do? The only thing that I can do is try to take some things off of my plate. And even when I think about that, the additional conversation, this is going to be kind of like a sidebar, you guys, but even the additional conversation came up around responsibility. So the things, I feel like majority of my life and the things that I do every day is tied to a responsibility: work, mom, caregiving, decisions, whatever else. And then I said the other bucket is purposeful work, which is the stuff that I'm doing here. And that is coming on, doing these live streams, having conversations, making myself available, doing trainings, conducting workshops, all of that. That's purpose work for me. And that is what fulfills me. I tell you guys this all the time, that even if I'm having a low or tiring day, by the time I get to this point where I can go live in the evenings, I feel like I really don't have to think. And even still, and I don't want to say it in a way where it sounds like, oh, this is mindless kind of activity, because no, it's not. What I'm saying is, by the time I finish my workday, you have to understand that I crunch numbers, I analyze data, I respond to people. There's questions coming left and right, people trying to figure stuff out. And it's constant. It's like constant. And by the time I'm done with my day, I don't even want to try to think about anything. So even when I think about trying to create writing times for my own stuff, I don't have the time to study as much as I want to. You guys know that I was in this exam stuff, the prep class. I haven't touched any of the books since the classes ended on the 3rd of March. And it's like, if I don't have something that can really put me in that space to do it, then everything else, responsibility and everything else, is going to take up that space. And by the time I get to a point where I have to be able to use my brain, really, I can't by the end of the day, because it's already been exhausted. And I'm not going to say I can't, but I just don't have the energy to. So that's what I'm saying is a pattern. So I have the responsibility task, and then I have the passion, the purpose work, which is doing the education stuff, doing the channels, coming up with the content, creating videos, dropping inspiration, all of that. That fuels me. That is what gets me energized. And then the third bucket is my desires, like my burning desires. And those would be things that I believe would tie to more tangible impact. And so, yes, granted, I believe the purpose work, doing the live streams, the teaching, the education has an impact, but also thinking about the things that I want to be able to do, which is to be able to earn a certification, to be able to finish writing my books, get my hardcover books written, all of that. It's just like a lot. And I know a lot of people have a lot of stuff going on in their days, but sometimes I feel like I just don't have the time. I don't have the energy. And I'm quite tired. And so how do I do that without having to free up the stuff that fuels me, the stuff that actually gives me energy, but then the stuff that I have a responsibility for, I can't free up? Is that making sense? Is anyone else resonating with me? Is anybody else resonating with me? Because I just feel like in some instances, it's like, okay, what's going on? So I have a number of things that I haven't been able to finish personally that I would like to, but then I also have to think about, how can I make this happen? How can I not continue to put more stuff on my plate, if that makes sense? I know I just went off on a tangent, but this was all that came up, and it ties into what she was talking about inside of the chapter of the book. And she was talking about she says, your life assignment may be a labor of love, of you giving to the world, to your family, to your local community, or to a specific group of like-minded people. So even I started that, and this was on page 166, if you all are reading along, if you're following along. I started and I circled that section because it reminded me of everything that I kind of experienced today. I feel like I have a responsibility to my mom. I feel like I have a responsibility to my job because it sustains not only my livelihood, but it also sustains my mom. And then I have a labor of love that I give to the community and to the world through this platform. Praise the Lord for the internet and for YouTube and for you all tuning in and soaking in and just hearing what I have to share. That means the most to me. And so I even feel like after Tony Gaskins was like, like, keep going, be consistent, do a video every day. And I just feel like that stuck with me since September the 3rd. And I made a commitment, like a commitment to my core, that this channel, the content produced on this channel, is being shared with intention, not just because, but because of the impact that it's going to leave. I realized that this is an effort, and honestly, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like work, if I can be honest with you guys. I just had a full day. I literally just came up here 5 minutes before I started the live stream. I just ended my work day. I came right up here and I logged right on. My voice is a little raspy. My eyes are a little heavy. And so with that, I said, let's improvise, because I know that energy is powerful when it's seen. But I still wanted us to be able to have this conversation and just see that it can still be done. Look, I go off on a tangent and then I just not pay attention to the chat, and I don't have any distractions. Look, I'm still looking at the camera like you guys can see me, but the camera isn't on. Okay, let me check in to see who's in the room, and then we'll go back and reconvene with some more of the conversations and some of the things that came up. All right. Peaceful Love says this can be your podcast. Oh, yeah. So to be honest, Peaceful Love, I am more of a visual person. I like to be on camera. To be honest with you, I really do. I like to be on camera, but I do know that I have a voice that is suitable for podcast style as well. But I'm all about engagement. I'm all about interacting. So this gets me excited to see you all in the chat. And I like to be on screen. It's just right now we not on screen right now, but I do like to be on screen. But that's a great idea to turn this into, kind of, I do some podcast styles on the channel. I have some videos that are podcast styles, voiceovers, things of that nature, but not many. Most of them though are visible videos, just because I feel like your personality shines when people see you on camera. And I don't mind being on video. I don't mind being on video. Tracy Ann says, praying you feel better soon, Sophia. You do need to physically rest so your body and mind can heal. And can I touch on that real quick? It's interesting because, my executive coach, he was asking me a lot of questions, and y'all, I just I didn't have the energy. Like I didn't have the energy. And the only thing that I could say to him was that I just want to focus on getting rest. Because he kept asking me like, okay, well, what can you do? What can you do? And I understand it's a part of the extraction process, right? Because coaches aren't really supposed to tell you what to do. They're supposed to ask you the right questions to get you to figure out what you're supposed to do. So I understand that concept. And I understand what he was doing, but I just didn't feel like thinking through if this makes sense, because our meeting was more so in the afternoon. It was like after 3, almost 4:00. And I was just stretched. And then I'm thinking about deadlines, and I'm thinking about other stuff that I got to have ready by tomorrow, and all of this stuff in my mind going on. And the only thing that I could say in response to that is that I need to just focus on rest. I want to be able to at least get 7 hours of sleep, because y'all know the night before I did not get enough sleep. And then even last night, I think I went to bed probably after 1, maybe after 12. And then I got up, and then I had to handle some things. I had to take care of this report that needed to be filed. And then I was finally able to log on to work. But I kept saying that, and he was asking, okay, well, what else? And I was thinking to myself, there is no what else. I just need to focus on getting the rest. I need to focus on getting the rest because I know that's what I need. So my intention as a result of leaving that meeting is to put some rules in place where I cut my days off that will allow me to get 7 hours minimum of sleep. And I know 7 hours isn't even really what you should be having. I think they say it's 8. But if I could at minimum shut it down and make sure that I get 7 hours of sleep at minimum, I'm going to start there. So yes, I do need the rest physically. And it's going to be a tight week, because when I tell y'all that it's crazy, I got crazy schedule tomorrow, crazy schedule Saturday, crazy schedule Sunday, all next week, crazy schedule. Then we got the credit workshop on Saturday. So I don't know when I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know when I'm gonna rest. I don't know. I do not know. I don't know when I'm gonna really be able to rest, like for real. GMB is in the building. Hello, GMB. Welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you're here. GMB is saying hello, Sophia and DDTV family. Oh, so good to see you in the room. Hopefully you'll be able to come back and you'll see me on camera, GMB. But I'm glad that you're here. Welcome. Acacia is letting everyone know, hey, everyone, the screen is frozen. The frozen screen is intentional. Glide your fingers to the like button. Thank you so much, Acacia. Shout out to our DDTV moderator. Thank you, Acacia. I appreciate it. Q Sky says, absolutely agree, Tracy Ann. I know I'm exhausted many times, but all my responsibilities, I can only imagine how she feels with all the extras. It's a lot, y'all. And then even sometimes I even think still somebody has way more stuff that they dealing with. Somebody have a whole nother level of demands on their schedule. Even when I think about Lisa Nichols and what she did and what she does and how her days are, I'm like, I don't know how she do it and still manage to have balance, running a whole business, overseas, getting married, doing it all. But you need a certain level of energy to be able to do that. And so I think that's why I want to start off with making sure that I get the proper rest, because if I don't rest, I'm gonna burn myself out. And right now my throat is like, ooh. Drink a little bit of water. All right. Divinity says, thank you, Sophia. I'm always honored to be here. I'm praying for more mental strength for you. You have the right to rest your body and mind. I totally understand. Thank you so much, Divinity. I appreciate that so much. It's the thing to actually do it. How many of us can relate? We know that we need to rest, but we keep pushing. We know that we need to rest, but we like, all right, let me squeeze this person in. All right, let me do this. Let me do that. Okay. All right, let me see if I can get them in. And it's almost like, and this goes back to boundaries, what we talked about yesterday, what we really didn't get to finish talking about, but what we read about yesterday, the boundaries in all aspects of all types of relationships. And that was one of the things that I wrote down today, is to focus on establishing my rules across the board. I understand that sometimes I want to be able to compromise, or not even really compromise, but just to help people out. And I'll squeeze them in because they're asking, oh, can we do this? Or can we do that? Or how, can you meet me here? Or can we do this? Or can you help me with this? And not understanding that it could be a disruption to somebody else's schedule. But even still, I have to own the power of my voice and my words. And just like Lisa Nichols talks about, being clear on what those boundaries are, because this is what my executive coach said to me today. He says, and this is something that a lot of you all might have heard, I'm sure you guys have heard, and that is the conversation around, you teach people how to treat you. And so if you just keep saying yes to whatever comes your way and adjusting to whatever comes your way, then that's what people are going to do. And so I was trying to explain to him, I was just like, well, we're customer service, so we got to be responsive, so I can't just ignore somebody if they call me, or ignore somebody if they email me, or ignore somebody if they have a question, because as a part of the scope of what we do, we provide the answers. We provide the answers, and we provide the clarity. And, he was saying, yes, I understand that, but how can you still find a way to put boundaries in place? Put boundaries in place. And one of the things that I did try to do, and I'll just share this out of transparency, because we use Teams in our work setting. And I think with Outlook, there's this feature that blocks off your calendar or whatever, and they call it focus time. So it'll automatically just add these focus times to my calendar. Not that I intentionally put it there, but it just automatically does it. And so when the focus time is on there, it changes my status to do not disturb. And so even though, and mind you, people can see the status, but even though that status is up there, do you not know that people still call, people still ping me, people still email me when it's on do not disturb? So it's like, even if you try to put those boundaries in place, you let it be visible and you let it be known, like, hey, this is a do not disruption time, that they could actually see, you still get calls and pings and this and that. So, and even I can think about that from personal favors perspectives. I get calls, I get text messages, I get emails all the time. Can we do this? Can you help me with this? Can you do this? Can you help me with this? And then sometimes it's stuff that they'll need help with within 2 days, a day, a week, as soon as possible. And I'm like, okay, well, what about my schedule? You know? So that's something that I know I'm going to have to work on and continue to work on. But then I'm thinking too about not just the communication side, but the cultivation of the relationship. Just making sure that the relationships that I do have, that it's not just a request kind of thing. Like, I need you, you need me. And then that's when we engage. Does that make sense? I have to tell you guys too, even at my job, sometimes randomly, it's not often, because normally if somebody calling me, they need something. And there is one person who doesn't work directly with me, but you know, our office basically supports the whole daggone place. So there's people in different divisions all over the place. So this one particular person called me and she was like, hey, Sophia. She was like, I don't want nothing. I just want to call and check on you and see how you're doing. And that just made me smile. That made me smile because I was like, oh, thank you. You know, that just gave us a couple of minutes just to pause, stop what we're doing, connect, talk, even if it was just for 5 minutes, laugh. And I didn't have to research nothing. I didn't have to try to answer a question. I didn't have to do an analysis. I didn't have to try to figure out nothing. It was just a nice, quick chat. And I appreciated that. And it made me feel thought of, that somebody on my job just wanted to call and say hi. Just wanted to call and check in. I know I always call you when I need something. I don't want nothing today. I just want to say hi. That felt good. That felt good. All right. Whew. All right, Sophia, I pray you don't get burnt out mentally. I've been there and I'm trying to stay intentional about not getting into that space ever again. And you right, Q Scott, because you know what helps me? These dates with the Lord. These dates with the Lord be helping me. Let me tell you that for sure, because I've turned my self-care days into my dates with the Lord. So if that means I go to a park, if that means I go get a massage, if that means I go get a pedicure, if that means I go do something that can bring me to a space of nurture, then that's what I'm going to do. And I use that as my connection time. I haven't gone to the Starbucks in a while. Or actually, I haven't done a Starbucks date since we started the fast. So I think my last Starbucks date was, it was in January. So I haven't even gone back there since we started the 21-day financial fast. But yeah, I need those. I got to be able to figure out how to do that. And so again, this goes back to some of the rules that my executive coach kind of talked about today and thinking of, and I just wrote 3 down, what I was going to kind of create about, and even still, because I'm not going to go there. Because I don't want to make it seem like I'm complaining, because I'm not complaining. By no means. I'm not complaining, but for sure. Acacia says hot tea with honey and lime. Absolutely. So don't be too hard on yourself. Remember that to whom much is given, much is required. You have been entrusted with much. Amen, Sherry. I agree. I'll be holding on to that word too. But sometimes I'll be like, Lord, give me a little break. Give me a little break, Jesus. Give me a little break. Divinity says maybe we can do every other day. You can get some things you need to accomplish. Just a thought. So when you say every other day, you mean, but see, this is the thing. The live streams is what rejuvenates me. Coming here is what gets me excited. Coming here gives me the fuel. That's what gives me the fuel. Like, I'm being straight up honest with you guys. It really does. I get so excited. I really do. So this is a part of the replenishment that I feel is necessary for me to prioritize. Because then, even if I take this out, it's just going to be responsibility. And it even the desire still requires brain work. And, it requires thinking. And yeah, so honestly, y'all, this is the only time where I feel like I'm actually resting. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Peaceful Love says, please rest. Thank you so much. I'm gonna rest tonight. I'm going to bed early tonight. I think I'm gonna call it quits at about 8:30 because I have a headache too. So I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna warm up some more of the Chef Joe food. No, I may do vegetables. I'm gonna do vegetables and then that'll be it. All right, a schedule is essential. A medication, it is. How about sticking to the schedule and creating buffers within the schedule? Come on. GMB says, yes, indeed. Same here. Want to have time and energy to pursue your passion. Amen. So make sure you eat right too. Yeah, I've been eating right. Y'all know Chef Joe been bringing in that food. I'm still eating off of Chef Joe's food. Lisa Smiles says, I feel you. I pushed last night doing my live. Yes, Lisa Smiles. Lisa Smiles pushed through and got her live done last night. When 9:30 came, I said, oh, Lisa ain't going live. She said she was tired. She ain't going live. And then lo and behold, I think I had checked my phone. Was it 10:30, I think? And you had just went live. I was like, dang, I miss Lisa. But I watched the replay, so it was good. Coach Root says, yes, they will. Very irritating. Yeah, they don't have no respect for your boundaries. And this is what I say too. They don't have no respect for your boundaries. Why? Because they need what they need. So at the end of the day, they don't care if your status is on do not disturb. They don't care because they want to answer. They want this. They don't care about what you got going on. So that's the challenge. And I think the other challenge too is because my office is customer service oriented. So people come to us for answers. Oh, I'll be like, Lord Jesus. I'll be like, Lord. In case you said we used to it too. Oh, we use it too. Okay. We'll just know I try to preface my email inquiries with no rush. So never think I'm expecting an urgent response. Never feel bad or rush to respond. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I do feel bad by the time I get to emails because I do get a lot of emails that come in. So I know, like, even I think Coach Root was like, check your email. So I was able to just check everything, clean out my inbox. I need to clean out my other inbox that's tied to the YouTube channel because a lot of the notifications and stuff go to that other email. And I haven't checked that one in a couple of days. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't checked it in a while. But yes, so bear with me with the emails. I will get back to you. And that was one of the things too that I wrote down in terms of rules, like maybe giving a timeline and sharing, like giving myself however many days just because of my schedule. Because, I work full time, but then at the same time, I know that this is a business. So I'm trying to work on establishing those rules and seeing what that's going to be like, at least trying to get back, within a certain number of days and then letting people know. But yeah. All right. You need to be mindful of the relationship with yourself. Ooh, proper self-care requires proper rest. Tracy Ann, don't make me get up and shout. Tracy Ann. Lisa H says, no respect for your time. Yeah. Nope. All right. I'm learning how to not be accessible all the time. Coach Root, that is good. I got to learn how to not be accessible all the time too. And it's challenging. So Coach Root, share with me, how are you doing that? How are you doing that without having any possible feelings of guilt attached? Because I think that's what trips me up, because I'm so used to wanting to honor people's requests. And I think that's what my executive coach was getting at today when we were talking, and he was saying, you teach people how to treat you. He said, it sounds like you just don't want to say no. You just say yes to everything. That's what it sounds like. I say, yeah, you're right. I know. I know. Oh, he was getting in my business today. But it's the truth. I know it is. I know it's something that I have to do. Acacia says, if That means you rest and unplug electronics. Yeah. So one of the things that I started to do too as well is I keep my electronics in a different room. So I don't sleep in the same room where my phone is at night. So my phones stay in this office, like where I am right now. And my bedroom is just solely for sleep. I don't watch TV, so the TV is never on. The only time I'm listening to something is like if I'm trying to like get myself together, get ready for bed, showering, brushing teeth, washing up, doing all of that kind of stuff. I'll have stuff playing while I'm doing other things. But when it's time to shut down, it comes into this room and I plug it up and charge, and then that's it. So that has helped. And this is another thing too that I feel could possibly help me too with focusing. But that's the thing. Sometimes I do, because I don't know when somebody from the hospital is going to call me. So even like now, I have my phone on do not disturb. Sometimes I forget to take it off do not disturb, because it's so peaceful of not having the phone chinging and chiming and ringing and notifications and all of that. So sometimes I forget. I think I had went 2 days with my phone on do not disturb. And if y'all were to see how many daggone phone calls I had, how many text messages I had, because my phone was on do not disturb. And people would just call you over and 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 over again. Why? Because they need to get their needs met. I ain't lying to y'all, man. Sometimes I gotta think about, do I be that selfish sometimes? I ain't calling nobody else selfish, but I'm asking myself, do I be that selfish sometimes, where I'm just only focusing on what I want? I'm pretty sure I have. But let me tell you something. I'm not about to be calling nobody 15 million times in a row. That ain't me. That is not me at all. At all. Okay, Q Sky says, put the dates with God on your schedule as an official appointment. Stick with it. It helps. Yes, it does help. I got my next date with God this Sunday. This Sunday. And we're going to have us a good time, especially this weather breaking. Amen. Lisa H says, I too am learning to walk away from my desk and saying no more. Can I share something too, Lisa H? I'm glad you said that, because when I had my meeting with my coach today, we ended 20 minutes earlier. He was like, how about you just take the rest of this time and just step away? Because y'all, I didn't have lunch. I didn't take a lunch break or anything. I was like, yeah, I didn't have a lunch break yet. And he was like, Sophia, we talked about this. I said, yeah, I know we talked about this, but I got all this stuff to do. I just keep saying I got all this stuff to do. So he says, how about, since we've had this time allotted, how about you take the rest of this time and step away? Do y'all know that the second that we got off the call and I had set the intention, I was going to get up and I was going to open the door and I was just going to look outside, let some fresh air come in. Do you all not know that the minute I closed out of that meeting, an email came through with that I was copied on, and they were like, including Sophia, any help that you can do with this will be awesome, please, so we can get this in the system. And I'm like, oh my gosh. The minute I was getting ready to get up, something came in. And what do y'all think that I did? I looked into it. I opened that email and I looked into it and I figured it out. And I said, hey, it looks like this is probably it. Da, 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 da. And then that led me on to just keep on working. So I never took the break. I never took the 20 minutes to take the break. I never took the lunch break. I know that's unhealthy. I got to work on that. I'm telling on myself. We're supposed to be talking about finding abundance in your life assignment, and we're going off on a tangent, but this is causing me to really think about what does my life assignment mean? Is my life assignment tied into my level of responsibility? Lisa Nichols says on page 166 at the bottom, working at a job that serves the needs of your family, your lifestyle, your employer, and you, while giving you the opportunity to live your life's assignments, is a mature and responsible thing to do. So she's saying, do your purpose work, but be responsible in that. So because I know that my purpose work does not at the moment sustain or support my responsibilities, then I know that I have to continue to do the things that will support the things that are in my responsibility that will fund my lifestyle, support my family, and all of that, if that makes sense. I want to read this and then we'll close out. Let me check the chats, but I want us to read this before we come through. I was going to change my background and put audio only on it, but that's all right. Y'all are here. Y'all are here. Y'all know it's audio only right now tonight. Okay. So Lisa H says, this is one of my peacetime places. Thank you, Sophia. You are very much appreciated. Please rest. Wow. Thank you so much, Lisa H. That is powerful. And you know what's funny? That's the same thing that I told my executive coach. I said, this is my rest time. I said, this is my rest time. Me pausing from this work to join this meeting is my rest time. He started laughing. All right, Q Sky says, run back that section of the Vet Your Spending Challenge assignment where you gave us on how to say no. Ouch, Q Sky. Cut me with my own curriculum, Q Sky. I said, cut me with my own curriculum. Ouch. Coach Root says, it has been hard because I am an advocate and a natural server. Yes, you are, Coach Root. So learning to say no or not at this time. For instance, someone who I hadn't heard from over 6 months called me while I'm ready to work, while I'm getting ready for work. I have a quick text back and they were like, oh, I'll be in class. I responded, sounds good. So this means I'm not going to go out of my way to call you. My time is valuable. Okay, Coach Root. I'm learning to teach people how to treat me. Come on. I need some of your muscle, Coach Root. I need some of that. Send some of that on over here to me from the West Side. Powerful. Q Sky says, no, you should immediately get up before your thoughts change. And took the break. Oh, man. I know. It's so hard. I'm not going to say it's so hard. I got to do an affirmation around this so I can get my mind right. Oh, man. Okay. Coach Root says it's hard. I was acting like I'm Superwoman and have been called it several times. No, not me. And Q Sky. Amen. I stand in agreement with you, Q Sky, for Coach Natisha. What I missed for Coach? Oh, that's right, Coach. Okay, yes. Okay. Sidebar just dropped in my spirit, praying for Coach Natisha for her time away. Yes, you all. So let's do this. Let's please lift up a prayer for Coach Natisha. I know she's getting prepared for. I know you guys said that she had mentioned this before, so I'm pretty sure she doesn't mind me sharing, but I know that she was going to be having surgery soon. So this is the month where that's supposed to happen. So please, let's keep Coach Natisha uplifted in prayer. Let's keep her encouraged. Let's send her some love. Matter of fact, I need to send her an email too and just let her know that we're thinking about her. We're sending her some love too. So thank you, Q Scott, for that. Yes. Let's lift up Coach Natisha. Okay. We love you, Mama Tish. All right. Okay. All right. Acacia says, oh, wow, definitely going to pray for Coach Natisha. Yes, please. Okay. So let me cover this there was a golden nugget that I want to read from, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up for tonight. And I'm reading from page 168. And Lisa Nichols talks about her experience with her being one of the co-authors of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. So Lisa Nichols, if you do not know, she authored the Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. And what she shared, and y'all should know this because we read it in the chapter, like, or you heard it in the chapter if you got the audiobook, like Lisa Smiles. But Lisa Nichols says, Jack wanted me to co-author Chicken Soup for the African American Soul with him. She says, I am embarrassed to admit that my negative self-talk and mind chatter caused me to decline the invitation 5 times before I finally accepted this calling. What was I so afraid of? Hear this, y'all. I was fearful that they'd find out I wasn't strong in grammar and that there was a reason I failed my freshman English class in college. Lo and behold, when Jack read my stories, he said they were some of the most powerful he had ever read. It was in that moment that I had to accept that someone else's perception of me, that of my college English teacher, that's who she was referring to because of what her college professor said to her, was not my reality unless I allowed it to be. Now, this section was golden because a lot of times we act out of other people's perception of us. We live out what somebody planted in us, some type of bad seed that somebody planted in us. And we allow that to keep us from our greatest gifts and achievements. If we don't realize that what someone else says about us, what someone else's thought is about us, is not necessarily our reality unless we believe that it's true, unless we live in that way. And that's why we have to be mindful and be very careful of how we talk to ourselves, what we say to ourselves. What are the negative things that we're sharing that somebody else implanted in us? I have to tell you all that even as I think through all of the things that I've been able to learn just by listening to different podcasts, listening to different interviews, reading different books, I have to realize that the only truth about me is what I say is true about me, not nobody else. I'm going to say that again. The only truth about me is the only truth that what I say about me. So what are you telling yourself? What is your perception? How can you allow your truth, your real truth, to be your reality? So whatever you believe is true is what's going to hold fast. Whatever you believe is true is what's going to continue to present itself. So we can't think about what other people think, how other people think, because they got their own life that they need to be and should be worried about. I appreciated what Lisa Nichols talked about in terms of how she turned her writing or co-authoring of the Chicken Soup for the Soul or Chicken Soup for the African American Soul, how she turned it into a tour and how she funded a vast majority of that book tour. This got me inspired, y'all, about my book. Let me just say that, by the way. But reading page 169 reminded me of the power of improvising. Lisa Nichols said that in order for her to keep her travel budget manageable during this tour of the book, she had the majority of the story contributors in the book host her at their house and organize the speaking engagements at their local church. So a lot of times what we think may cost a lot of money, a lot of times what we think may require a lot from us to really be able to live out our life assignment, to really be able to tap into our abundant space of being, of purpose. Sometimes we don't even have to spend a dime. We just got to be willing to open up our mouths. We have to be willing to ask for what it is that we need and see if someone is going to be willing. See if someone is going to be willing. So she was able to go on a 27-city tour, a 27-city tour where she did not have to pay for lodging or a space to hold or host the events, because she improvised, because she leveraged her relationships, because she leveraged her connections, because she took the time to sit down and think, how can we make this work, considering what I have available at my fingertips. Ooh, that was for somebody. That was for somebody. For those of us who are business owners, some of us may be full-time W-2 employees. Some of us may be contractors. Some of us may be business owners, whereby we have started our LLCs. We may have even started a full-blown corporation. We may have just decided to go the sole proprietorship route, if that's what you so choose. But even when you think of that, how far have we really stretched ourselves in terms of thinking? Lisa Nichols says that she started to track her business for where it could go and not where it was now. So if you can think about the potential of your business, I'm gonna call out a business owner that I know that's on this live stream. Could we be watching her lives? Lisa Smiles is a natural hair care specialist, natural hair care stylist, natural hair care, what is it? Rebirther, revitalizing people's hair, taking care of people's hair. If you could think bigger about your gift, because you know that you're gifted in hair, you know that without a doubt. And you know that you've been a full-time entrepreneur for quite some years. How can you stretch the vision for your business? Not thinking about where it is now, not thinking about where it was in the past, but thinking about where it could go. And I'm just using Lisa Smiles as an example, but anybody that's a business owner, anybody that has a corporation or entity that they've started, you can think of the same scenario. How can you think about your company, about where it could go? And y'all know, just me reading this piece, it convicted me, because this is all of what I do. I'm in the education space. I'm a certified financial education instructor. So I teach on financial literacy. I get paid to facilitate workshops. I get paid to host trainings, to conduct trainings. But how can I move myself out of the technician? Lisa Nichols, she called it out on page 169. I said, whoo, how can you move from being a technician, the speaker, the writer, the author, hello, to the businesswoman, to the CEO, and really run a business that produces education? How can you take it to a different level? Sometimes we only stretch ourselves to what we see or what we've been able to see. But how can we stretch it further? So you all know that I have a financial education company, Smash Debt. I have a financial education company, and then I have my personal brand kind of company, speaking or whatever's on that side. But my financial education company, I do a host of things. I create curriculums. I was just thinking of a business proposal that I did the other day, and I forgot how amazing it was. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I had to listen to the proposal video that I made. I said, dang, that sound good. I said, dang, that sound good. And y'all know I did that proposal in a night. When I tell you guys that when I'm in my groove, my creativity can just turn on. It could just turn on and I can knock something out in a matter of hours. And when I went back and listened to that proposal, I was like, man, that was good. I need to be repitching this. I need to be taking this to other places. I need to be repitching this and not just putting my financial education company on the scale of delivering workshops, but how can I take it to the next level? Come on, somebody, I'm finna drop a bomb where I can get some residual licensing type of income off of. Because let me tell y'all something, I'm trying to get these corporate contracts. Okay. Corporate contracts. That's my goal. But even thinking from what she was saying, Lisa Nichols says that she broadened her platforms to speaking, writing, keynotes, trainings, workshops, and she even birthed her first audio book, her first audio program. This reminds me of the audio program I released, The Fin Switch. And shout out to Sherry, y'all. Shout out to Sherry, because Sherry has been on these lives. She has been coming to these live streams on Saturdays. She's been doing the work, and she's still doing her Fin Switch work. She sent me an update for Fin Switch week 11 the other day. Well, I saw it yesterday. I saw the email yesterday, and I was like, dang, Sherry sent me that a couple of days ago. But nonetheless, Sherry sent me an update because that was one of the assignments inside of that week. She was like, hey, here's my homework. I'm just sending it in. I'm like, let's go. She doing Fin Switch work and she doing this work. So shout out to Sherry. Thank you so much for being a student of the Fin Switch audio program. Yay. But that got me excited. So how can we think about tracking our business for where we want it to go and not where it is? Track it for where we want it to grow and go. All right. Lisa Smiles got the looking eyes. Coach Ruth says, I could see you at Lisa Smiles, you opening more shops and overseeing them. Come on, somebody. Don't make me open up the word franchise. Don't make me open up the word franchise. Hello. Lisa Smile says, I was challenged to think bigger when I started listening to this part. Come on, Lisa. Come on, Lisa. Lisa Smile says, I received that, Coach Harut. Okay, she says, toot, Sophia, why not? Coach Harut says, Lisa smiles, and you like to educate. Ooh, and you like to educate. You could do a cosmetology school as well. Come on, a natural hair cosmetology school. The gems are being dropped in this room. Q Scott says corporate contracts. Yes. Amen, y'all. So if y'all know somebody, if your job is looking for a facilitator, a trainer, go ahead on it and send me some of the deets. Let me know how I can submit a proposal. All right. Lisa H says, I see a Lisa Smiles hair steamer. Let's go, Lisa H. You hear that, Lisa Smiles? Come on with it. I love it. Sherry says, so I'm trying. Ain't no I'm trying, Sherry. You are doing it. You are doing it. You are definitely doing it. Everybody's giving you the hand praises and the hand raises. Let's go. Lisa Smiles says, I can see my own product line. First of all, Lisa Smiles, you already got a product line. Don't make me turn on this camera and pull out this glow butter. You already have a product line, so we need to stretch it even more. Come on. I can see my own product line being something that celebrities will want to use and in targets all over the world. I can see me educating millions of women on hair care and uplifting women who have. Come on, Win Network, the Win Hair Network. Lisa, that is so good. Uplifting women who have been broken. Amen. That is so good. Acacia says, and healing. Yes. Q Sky says, franchises. Yes. Coach Ruth says, speak it into existence. Lisa smiles. Yes. Acacia says, untapped market. Yes. Whew. I see. I get you. I saw it on Amazon too. Lisa smiles. Come on. Worldwide. Amen. Coach Root says, oh, Lisa Smile says to Coach Root, yes. Sherry says, thanks to Coach Root and Q Scott. Yep. And Divinity says, Sherry, you're making it happen. All right, you all. I want to thank y'all so much for being with me tonight, adjusting to the podcast style image. Don't worry, it won't be like this every night. Just tonight. Just like I said, because my eyes are very, very low right now. So my eyes are very low right now. So I knew that I wouldn't be fully presentable to be visible on camera tonight, but I wanted to still be able to have this conversation, which I believe is great, All right. Tracy Ann says, you better speak that into existence. Lisa smiles. Okay. Whew. Sherry says, Divinity, I am determined. Thank you. Awesome. All right, you all. I'm super excited to close out this night. I'm adamant about trying to get in bed by 10:30. So not 10:30, 8:30. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this night to a close. I'm going to run downstairs and warm up some food and eat it. And I'm going to get myself some sleep. And drink some more water. Like Lisa Smile says, drink your water. I've been drinking water during this live, Lisa. So with that, you all, our next reading assignment is going to be the next 10 pages, of course. Page 171 through 180. And it looks like when we get to 180, we're going to have to be crunching some numbers. We're going to have to be doing some numbers. But you all should be well prepared because we be doing our numbers at least every 2 weeks. If you join in with the Budget With Me live streams, your number should be set. So we should be good. And especially after we finish this 21-day financial fast with Michelle Singletary. And we had that workshop at the beginning of this month that we attended. Speaking of which, I'm going to follow up and find out if the call details are still going to be the same for the one that they're going to have in April. So that way, if anyone wants to join, that way we can participate in that and we can go to that. Because it looks like they have theirs every first Saturday of the month. Oh, y'all, I'm tired. Cooking dinner late and I'm out too. So way early tonight. Yes, Q Scott. Thank y'all so much. Y'all telling me to get some rest. Tracy Ann says, we couldn't see your beautiful face, but it was still good. It was still a good session. Yes. That's why I tried to put my picture on there. So at least if y'all looking at the screen, you'll be able to see my picture. But y'all know, try to at least get some of that energy. Okay, you all. So we're going to be reading 10 pages, 171 to 181. And we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel, 7 p.m. All right. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. And I want to remind you that your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. And y'all already know what I'm going to tell you to do, and that is what? Get to work. All right. Bye.
The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone.